My child, there is a powerful truth that God has allowed to surface today, specifically for you. It concerns the person you hold most deeply in your heart. Please do not scroll past this moment. I am asking you to stop right where you are, take a deep breath, and listen closely. Archangel Michael is stepping forward to say that skipping this message is something you might regret for the rest of your life. There was a shift in the highest realms of heaven just moments ago. A sacred conversation took place, and in the very center of that gathering, your name was spoken. It was not spoken in casual passing, but with deep intention and divine weight. A secret is being unsealed right now. It is a secret that has been buried for years under layers of silence, misunderstandings, and painful confusion. But divine timing has finally arrived. This secret is entirely about the one you call your soulmate. Yes, I am speaking of the person your soul recognizes instantly. The one who visits your dreams even when you haven't seen them in months or years. I am speaking of the person whose energy you can feel pressing against your heart, even when they are miles away. Heaven has decided to unlock this truth today for a very specific reason. If you miss this revelation now, the silence between you and them may return, and the answers you have been praying for could vanish back into the shadows. This message is not for the masses. It is not a public broadcast for the whole world. It is a private, personal, and sacred delivery intended only for the chosen few who carry a specific vibration of divine connection. That is exactly why you were guided here at this precise minute. The angels do not make mistakes. There are no accidents in the spirit realm. If these words are appearing before your eyes, it is the confirmation you have been waiting for. You are being called. Before we go any deeper into this truth, I urge you to claim this moment. If this message disappears or gets buried by the noise of your daily life, your heart may continue to search endlessly without finding the clarity that is sitting right here waiting for you. You are here to subscribe not just to a channel but to the miracle that is unraveling in your life right now. By listening, you are saying yes to hearing what heaven is desperate to tell you. There is something I must tell you immediately. A whisper just moved across the golden halls of heaven. The angels paused in their worship, the music fell silent, and your soulmate's name was spoken right beside yours. It was not spoken with sadness or judgment. It was spoken in perfect divine alignment. The truth about what they are carrying inside their chest is finally ready to be exposed to you. They have been hiding something from you. They haven't been hiding it because they are cruel or because they wanted to hurt you. They have been hiding it out of pure fear, overwhelming confusion, and bad timing. You have sensed that something was wrong for a long time. Think about those late-night instincts that kept you awake. Think about those sudden emotional storms that hit you out of nowhere. Think about the feeling that they were thinking of you, even when they weren't speaking to you. I am here to tell you that this was not your imagination. You were never crazy. Your soul always knew the truth. Your mind just needed the confirmation. Archangel Michael is delivering that confirmation to you now before the window closes. The shocking part of this revelation is not that your soulmate loves you. Deep down you have always known that love was there. That was never the real question. The shocking part is the reason why they stayed away. It is about what they saw, what they were told, and what they were made to believe. There has been an interference. There is a truth about someone in their circle, perhaps even someone you trusted, who worked in the shadows to keep the two of you apart. That hidden reality has just been exposed in the spiritual realm. I need to be very clear with you. If you turn away from this moment, this specific divine intervention may not happen again in this way. You are being given access to a reality shift. A door is opening right in front of your face this very minute. Those who are brave enough to walk through it will be guided into the next chapter of their destiny. But those who ignore it may continue to walk in the dark, constantly wondering why everything feels stuck, why that person never reaches out, and why the connection never seems to fall into place. Do not do that to your spirit. Do not choose confusion when clarity is being handed to you. I was sent by the Most High to deliver this message not with thunder and lightning, but with a quiet, intense urgency. This is not about scaring you, it is about timing. The person you love has reached a breaking point. They have seen a sign too. They have started to feel a pressure in their chest they cannot explain. They are searching for something they don't even know how to put into words, and that something is you. But listen carefully. If you do not open the spiritual door on your end, they will assume this feeling is all in their head. They will push it down. They will suppress it. And the miracle that is hanging between you like a fragile golden thread might snap under the weight of the silence. You were chosen to hear this so you could catch that thread. You were chosen to open your hands and say, God, I am ready to lock in this energy and show heaven you are listening. I ask you to simply type, I am ready to receive, in the comments below. This small act is your signal to the universe that you are open to the truth. I want to show you something, but I cannot reveal it if your heart remains closed off. There is a sacred scene unfolding right now in the spiritual world. It involves your soulmate, the karma from your past lives, and a divine rewriting of your timelines. What you thought was lost forever is actually waking up. The person you cried over, the one you waited for, the one you tried so hard to forget, is closer to you now than they have ever been. This is not just physical proximity, this is spiritual closeness. They have entered a stage of deep awakening. They are beginning to remember who you really are to them. They are being prepared to return to your life. But if you do not spiritually allow this process by receiving this message fully, the restoration may hit a pause button again. I promise you, if you let that happen, you will feel the old ache return in a way that even the angels cannot easily soothe. You have asked heaven so many times, why did they leave? Why did it happen like this? Now, the answer is being sent to you. It is not coming through vague signs that you have to guess at. It is not coming through riddles. It is coming in pure, unadulterated truth. This message is the answer. The reason nothing made sense before is because heaven was still moving the pieces into place. Now that everything is aligned, your heart, their situation, and the divine timing, God is allowing the revelation to flow. But do not make the mistake of assuming you have all the time in the world. Spirit works in open windows, in fleeting moments. This is your moment. If you miss this, you may have to wait another cycle, another season, or P.S. another year. Please, I am begging you, open your heart before this moment closes. Your soulmate is carrying pain too. You are not the only one who has shed tears over this bond. They have been fighting battles you were never allowed to see. Some of these battles were spiritual, ancestral karma and emotional blocks that go back generations in their family, but some of them were very earthly. There was miscommunication, there was betrayal, there was fear. And yes, there was wrong advice given by people who pretended to want the best for them, but actually wanted to keep them small. All of this toxic energy has now come to the surface. Heaven has seen it all. God has heard every whisper. And now Archangel Michael has been granted permission to expose it to you. But if you walk away from this divine briefing, your person may believe you never truly cared. They may believe they should just give up. If that happens, you will both carry the heavy weight of almost for lifetimes to come. You were not born for almost, you were born for a holy union, and that is exactly what is standing in front of you right now. I see something strange but incredibly holy surrounding your name in the spirit realm right at this moment. It looks like a divine envelope, sealed with light. Inside this envelope are the specific secrets you have been begging heaven to reveal to you during your darkest nights. You have asked questions that echo through the universe. Why did they actually leave? Were they lying to me the whole time? Is this love actually real, or am I making it up? Will we ever find our way back to each other? Heaven has heard every single one of those questions. Not one of them was lost. And now God is beginning to unseal that envelope in your presence. This unveiling is happening only because you are here. It is not happening behind your back or without your permission. Your trust matters to the divine. Your consent is required for the miracle to unfold. Because you have opened your heart this far, what was hidden in the shadows is coming to the light. I want to reassure you, the truth is not here to hurt you. It is here to heal you. The answers contained in this message will not break you. They will finally set you free. If you are ready for the absolute truth, consider this message your divine permission slip to receive it. You are not alone in this experience. Even if you feel like no one in your life understands this specific kind of soul ache, or if your friends have told you to just move on and forget them, heaven knows the reality. Even if the world tries to convince you that this connection was just a fleeting moment, heaven is actively protecting the truth of your bond. That is the reason why every attempt you made to forget them failed. That is why no one else has ever been able to fit into the shape of your heart the way they did. That is why, even after all this time, distance and silence, a quiet voice inside you still belie. Vez, that belief is not foolishness. It is prophecy. You are remembering a bond that was written in heaven before it was ever written in time. You didn't invent this connection, you were designed for it. Lean in closer now, because what I am about to tell you has only been revealed to a handful of souls. Your soulmate once asked God to take this connection away from them. Yes, they did, not because they didn't love you, but because they loved you too much and felt completely unworthy of that light. They begged heaven to help them forget you because the feelings were overwhelming their system. And do you know what heaven did in response to their prayer to forget? Nothing. Because even God will not erase what he himself has written. The connection remained. The feelings only deepened. The more they ran from you, the more lost they became, until they reached this very moment, this divine turning point. You are being given access to that truth now, not so you can judge them for running, but so you can understand the depth of the fear they were facing. The world will never understand the weight of a connection like this, which is why you were never meant to ask the world for advice about it. You were meant to consult heaven. Heaven is answering you right now through these words. The way your heart is reacting to every sentence, that sudden warmth, that recognition, is your confirmation. This is sacred alignment at work. This is the moment you prayed for, even if you forgot you yed for it. Now that it is here, all that is required of you is a willingness to receive the miracle. You do not have to fix the broken pieces. You do not have to chase anyone down. You just have to open your spirit. Heaven is prepared to do the heavy lifting. Your soulmate is carrying a heavy burden of pain just as you are. You are not the only one who has cried over this separation. They have been fighting invisible battles that you were never allowed to see. Some of these battles were spiritual, dealing with ancestral karma, soul contracts, and emotional blockages that run through their family line for generations. But some of the battles were very earthly. There was miscommunication, feelings of betrayal, and intense fear. Worst of all, there was wrong advice given to them by someone who pretended to help but actually planted seeds of doubt. All of this toxicity has finally come to the surface. Heaven saw the manipulation. God heard the bad advice, and now Archangel Michael is exposing it to clear the air. But I must warn you, if you walk away from this divine briefing, your person might believe that you never truly cared. They might believe that they should finally give up hope. If that happens, both of you will carry the heavy, regretful weight of almost for the rest of your lives. You were not born for an almost love story. You were born for a holy union, and that possibility is standing right in front of you. What you are about to understand could rewrite the way you see your entire history. I am not just talking about this person. I am talking about every heartbreak that came before them. Every moment that left you questioning your worth, your purpose, or whether you were lovable is about to make sense. Heaven sees the pattern. And now, for the first time, the reason for all that pain is being revealed. It was not to punish you, it was to prepare you. The truth about your soulmate isn't just about romance, it is about destiny. They are the gatekeeper to a chapter of your life that has been paused until this message could reach your heart. Do not turn away now, because this moment was written into your life script long before you were born. Your name was seen beside theirs in the book of alignment, a divine record that very few beings have access to. When this book was opened, the angels wept because they saw how long you have waited. They saw the nights your tears soaked your pillow. They saw the mornings you forced yourself to smile when your soul was shattering. I want to pause here and ask you to do one thing to anchor this truth in your reality. If you believe that your connection is divinely protected and you are ready for the truth to come to light, simply write, "I trust in divine timing" in the comments. This is your way of telling the universe that you are no longer operating in fear, but in faith. Heaven does not forget you. You are not invisible to the divine. This person, the one whose name is currently shaking the atmosphere in the spiritual realm, has been tethered to you all this time. They never truly left. Their soul has circled back to you again and again, drawn to your light even when their human eyes were too blind to see you clearly. But now something major has happened. Something powerful enough to crack the veil of silence is taking place. Earlier today, yes, this very day, an angel was sent to your soulmate during a moment of silence. Perhaps they were driving, or sitting alone in a room, or staring blankly at a screen. In that silence they were shown your face. It wasn't just a memory, it was a spiritual flash, a deep knowing. For the first time in a long time, the walls they built around their heart started to shake. They may not have told a soul. They may have tried to brush it off as a daydream. But heaven didn't brush it off. Heaven recorded it. When that moment hit them, I was sent to find you immediately to prepare you. This is no longer a one-sided journey where you are the only one holding the torch. The activation has begun on their side. The chords of divine connection are waking up. But if you do not step into this revelation now, you may never know what was about to bloom. You might wonder, why now? Why is this happening so suddenly? In the realm of the divine, there are no accidents. This is the hour that was written in prophecy for your life. The delay you experienced was not rejection, it was preparation. If you had met fully before this moment, the connection might have burned out too fast or collapsed under the weight of unhealed wounds. But now the healing has taken root, the truth is rising. The storm that kept you apart is finally calming down. If you walk forward now, hand in hand with this divine message, you will see the impossible rearrange itself in your favor. I see something happening in your soulmate's life right now that you likely do not know about. They are watching you. They are watching you in ways they cannot explain, whether through spiritual signs that remind them of you or real-world glimpses. They are searching for confirmation. They are desperate to know if what they feel is real and if you still feel it too. But here is the warning. If you remain silent, if you ignore this pull, they may interpret your silence as disinterest. They may turn away, not out of pride, but out of self-protection. They are terrified of being hurt again. You have the power to end that fear right now by receiving this truth and allowing your heart to stay open. There is something else I must reveal to you, and I will be honest, it is not an easy thing to say. A false voice has been whispering lies directly into your soulmate's ears. There is someone around them, someone they once trusted deeply, who has planted seeds of confusion, doubt, and even fear regarding you. This person saw the brightness of your light and felt threatened by it. So they told your soulmate things that simply were not true to make them question you're here. It worked for a season, and that is precisely why they pulled away and vanished. But I am here to tell you that season is over, because heaven has just exposed that voice, and I was sent to cut through those lies. You must know this truth so you can finally stop blaming yourself for the separation. Please, let your soul rest in this knowledge. You were always enough, and you were always the one. You are not late, you are not forgotten, and you are certainly not hard to love. You are simply chosen. The chosen ones are often tested the hardest because their love carries a higher frequency, a vibration that heals not just two hearts, but entire generations. That is why this connection has felt so intense, confusing, and divine. It was never just about you two, it was about a massive assignment to break generational chains. Now, you are being asked to believe again, even if it hurts and even if it is scary, because your belief is the key that unlocks everything. I must also speak to what your soulmate is hiding right now. Yes, they are hiding because while their heart is burning with the truth of you, their mind is still fighting a war with logic. They are torn between a spiritual hunger for you that they cannot deny and a paralyzing fear of rejection or not being good enough. This inner war has kept them frozen in place, but this message is the breakthrough moment designed to shatter that ice. Archangel Michael is standing in front of them right now with a sword of light. Cut. Ting through every fear, every lie, and every past disappointment. But this deep healing will only complete its cycle if you say yes. You have waited long enough and carried this ache for too long. Heaven has declared that the time is now, not next month, not next year, but right now. If you miss this window, the consequences will be heavy, not as a punishment, but because divine alignment moves in sacred timing, and you are standing in that timing this very second. If you doubt this, just look at the signs happening around you. Think about the vivid dreams, the synchronicities, and the strange feelings that wash over you without reason. These are not random. These are spiritual signals preparing you for this exact revelation. I can feel your spirit trembling even as you read this, because you are not imagining that something enormous is shifting. You have been sensing it for days. The atmosphere around you has changed, and your emotions have been rising without warning. That is not confusion. That is a spiritual collision where your energy field is meeting the truth that has finally broken through. To confirm that you are awake to this shift and ready to clear the path, I ask you to type, "I claim my victory," in the comments. This simple declaration breaks the agreement with fear and aligns you with the triumph heaven has prepared for you. What was once sealed tight is now open, but only for a moment. If you wait too long to accept this, it may close again, and this alignment could pass you by. Keep reading and keep breathing, because heaven is not playing games with your heart, it is rescuing it. You may not know the full weight of what your soulmate went through to protect this connection in the spiritual realm. You think they walked away, but the truth is they were spiritually attacked the moment they got too close to you, because your combined light was so bright it terrified the shadows. But now they are finding their way back, and this time they need your help. not your silence or your fear. They are watching and hoping for a sign from you, and if you do not answer this divine nudge, they might assume you have moved on and chosen someone else. That would break them in ways that are difficult to heal. Your soul is not just being informed today, it is being activated. This message is coded with spiritual keys that are opening chambers within you that you forgot existed. That is why your heart is racing and your chest feels both heavy and light at the same time. That is why memories of them are flashing through your mind like lightning. Every line of this message is awakening something you sealed away for survival, but God says enough. You do not have to just survive anymore. You are being called to live fully, and love is a central part of that plan. Your soulmate has reached a breaking point, and something is about to happen in their life that will change everything. You will be part of this ripple effect whether you feel ready or not. He may contact you, appear in a dream, or suddenly show up in your physical world. When this happens, do not be shocked, and do not run away just because you have been hurt before. The pain of the past was meant to shape your wisdom, not to make you numb. Now, the wise version of you must rise, because the door they are standing in front of will either be opened by your courage or locked by your fear. Please, do not ask for another sign after this one. This message is the sign. It was divinely orchestrated to reach you, not by an algorithm, but by heaven. If you brush this off as just another random message, you will regret it more than anything else in this season. God does not shout like the world. He speaks softly through the things we almost ignore. This is heaven's soft whisper to you because your soulmate has finally remembered who you are. They are trembling as they write your name again, whispering prayers for a second chance they are too afraid to ask for directly. But they don't know that heaven already arranged this moment to reach you first. My child, do not let the enemy confuse you in this final hour. There is a voice that tries to whisper, "This is just a coincidence," or "You are reading too much into this." I need you to understand that this is the same voice that has kept you trapped in cycles of doubt for years. The voice that tells you you will be fine without this connection is the exact same voice that whispered lies to your soulmate, making them believe they were unworthy of your love. This is not just a misunderstanding, this is a spiritual war for your union. And the good news is that you are winning this war simply by staying here, by listening, and by refusing to close your heart. Do not stop now. You must keep moving forward because with every word you read, a spiritual chain is breaking. A lie is being exposed and dissolved. A door is opening, and soon your soulmate will feel the draft of that open door too. They will awaken more deeply than they ever have before. They are being guided back into your space by invisible hands. When they finally arrive, they are going to speak words they never had the courage to say to you in the past. They will say things like, "I knew it was you. I always knew." What they feel for you is real. It has always been real. They simply did not know how to protect it. They made mistakes, and so did you. But love in the eyes of heaven is not about perfection. It is about recognition. In the eyes of the divine, your souls recognized each other long ago, before the world ever got its hands on you. That is why the connection never died. That is why no one else ever truly replaced them in your heart. Now, as you sit here holding this divine moment in your hands, you must decide, will you walk away from something so sacred just because you don't understand exactly how it will unfold? Or will you trust that heaven has a plan? I, Archangel Michael, was sent here not to play games with your emotions, but to protect your heart, prepare it, and point it home. This is the moment. Heaven has paused many other messages just to make this one shine brighter for you. All of heaven's attention is currently focused on you, because what happens next will not just change your relationship status, it will change your destiny. If you say yes with your spirit, even silently, the angels will rush into motion. Your soulmate will feel this yes like a shockwave traveling through their soul. They may not know why, but they will suddenly reach for their phone, or find themselves crying without knowing what has come over them, or feel an overwhelming urge to come back to where you are. That is the vibration we are creating right now. This is the miracle. Do not delay it. Do not miss it. Stay open and stay present. I must tell you something that few are ever allowed to hear. The angels are not just passively watching over your story. They are actively rearranging people, timing, and emotions around you to make space for what heaven has prepared. But everything depends on your response. If your spirit remains closed, if you let doubt win, or if you choose the noise of the world instead of this moment of silence, those arrangements will stop, not out of anger, but because the universe cannot force what your heart will not receive. Your soulmate is more open right now than they have ever been. They are watching for a signal from you, a whisper in the spirit, a sign of willingness. The S message is that bridge. You are holding the key in your hands. Do not throw it away. Let your soul feel this fully. Do not try to use logic to explain away what your spirit knows is true. That aching in your chest, that trembling in your belly, that sudden memory of them that just popped into your head, it is all connected. You are in the middle of a divine visitation. To lock this vibration in and signal to the angels that you are ready for the reunion, I ask you to type, "I am open to the miracle" in the comments. This is your permission slip for heaven to finish the work it has started. I want to reveal a secret now that will help you understand the silence between you and your soulmate. There was never an absence of love. There was a divine protection. Sometimes God hides you from the one you love. He does not do this to keep you apart forever, but to shield both of you from harm while deep healing is taking place. That is what happened here. The silence was not rejection, it was a holy pause. Had you connected prematurely, both of you would have repeated the old toxic patterns that would have destroyed what God wanted to preserve. But now, the healing is nearly complete. Heaven is ready to restart the connection. However, this only works if your heart is ready to receive them as they are now, not as they were then. This is not about the old version of them that hurt you. This is about the evolved version that is being awakened right now, because you are finally strong enough to meet them again. The healing is done, the stage is set, the only thing missing is your final acceptance. I can clearly see the future that is trying to arrive for you, and it is absolutely breathtaking, but I must warn you, it will not wait for you indefinitely. There is a very specific holy window of time where the power of divine intervention is at its absolute peak, and whether you realize it or not, you are standing inside that window right now. The barrier between heaven and earth is thinner than a sheet of paper at this moment. The angels are hovering near you, and the Creator is closer to you than the very breath in your lungs. However, you must understand that this message is not just something to read and forget. It is your call to action. It is your confirmation. If you do not respond to this invitation, the door that has swung open for you will begin to drift shut again. It will not slam shut in anger. It will close slowly, gently, and silently. If that happens, you will find yourself weeks or months from now wondering why the energy went cold. You will ask yourself why the signs suddenly stopped and why the connect. Ions seem to fade away into the background. And the tragic truth you must face is this. It won't be because the love wasn't real. It will be because the love wasn't received. You are being handed the one thing so many people beg heaven for every single day, a moment of absolute clarity. You are being given a rare chance to change the entire trajectory of your life. This is your moment to simply say, "Yes, I am ready." Please understand, this has never been just about a romantic relationship or feelings. This is about a divine mission. Your soulmate holds specific keys to parts of your destiny that you simply cannot unlock by yourself, and you hold the keys to theirs. That is why this connection has been so persistent. That is why, no matter how far you try to run, their energy always finds you. That is why you feel their presence heavy in the room during the middle of the night when no one else understands why you are awake. This is bigger than emotions. This is about purpose. The moment you allow your heart to fully open to this sacred assignment, the miracles will begin to multiply in your life. Doors that were locked will fly open. The right people will appear out of nowhere. The resources you need will come to you because heaven always funds divine alignment. What you are stepping into is not just a love story, it is a life assignment. To seal this final confirmation and step into your new timeline, I ask you to type, "I accept my destiny" in the comments. This is you. Our signature on the spiritual contract. Heaven is presenting to you. I have fought battles in the spiritual realm to clear the path for this message, so it could land softly in your hands today. There were forces that tried to block it, tried to distract you, and tried to make you scroll past without feeling the weight of these words. But heaven won, and you are still here, reading and feeling. That means the miracle is still alive. The connection is active, the shift is possible, but it is only possible if you honor this moment. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect or to have all the answers. It is simply asking you to be willing. Your soulmate is waiting for heaven to tell them what to do next. This story begins again the moment you decide to trust it. Do not close your heart now. You were born for this union, and it is finally time to come home.